Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna make pineapple tamales with homemade masa, which we're gonna use maseca to make our tamales today. So we're gonna use 3 cups of sugar, and that's optional. You could put 1 cup or 2 cups or three. I use three because I like them sweet. Um, I'm gonna use 16 ounces of lard, which is 2 cups. 2 cups of lard. We're gonna use 6 cups of maseca, which we bought this at the store to make tamales, to make the masa. So this is it's 4 pounds and 4.4 pounds, but I'm using 6 cups of this pack to make our masa for our tamales. So we're gonna add to our masa. We're gonna add. First, did I say we're gonna use half of a cup of butter? We're gonna use a full pineapple, and then we're gonna use cooking coloring, and we're gonna use the yellow color because we're making pineapple tamales. So we're gonna color our masa yellow, and we're gonna use a full teaspoon of vanilla. We're gonna use 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then we're gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And we're gonna mix all the dry ingredients into our masa because we wanna just mix it. So here we put in the baking powder. Sorry, the baking soda. So we just added the 1/2 of baking soda. Now we're adding 1/2 of salt. We're adding 1 of cinnamon, and this is 1/2 of baking powder, and this is the other 1/2 of baking powder. And we're gonna mix it around. So we're gonna mix our dry ingredients together. And this is 6 cups of maseca to make our masa for our tamales. And we just want to make sure that we incorporate all our ingredients together, our dry ingredients, and we mix it really well. Now we're going to mix our lard. Well, actually, we could mix, I'm going to mix our 1 cup of sugar to our maseca. And then I'm gonna add the other 2 cups when I'm mixing it. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut our pineapple. We're gonna cut our pineapple and get it ready. Cut it, open it up and cut it, and cut all the full pineapple into little pieces. And then while we're cutting our pineapple, we're gonna put our 2 cups of lard into the mixer because we're gonna mix it really good. So I'm cutting open my pineapple. I have this tool where I just put it in the center and then I put it all the way down. So here we cut our pineapple. We already took the outside out of it, and now we're gonna cut our pineapple into little pieces for our tamales. And if you don't want to do this, you don't have to use a fresh pineapple. I prefer to use a fresh pineapple. You could just buy a can of pineapple. So you just cut it. You could cut them into squares. Our lard, we gave it a good mix for about 3 minutes in the mixer, and now the lard looks like this. It's nice. It turned into another, like a lighter color. It's white. We're gonna add to the lard. We're gonna add our 1/2 cup our butter, and we're gonna mix it. And we put butter into our sweet tamales because it gives it such good flavor. Once we give this a good mix for about another 2 minutes or 3, we're gonna start to incorporate the flour, and we're gonna need 1 cup of warm water, additional from the pineapple juice and the pineapple we're gonna add to it. So here we have our butter and our lard together, And now we're going to start to incorporate our maseca to make our masa for our tamales. You see, just like you're mixing it together, it's going to start to pick up the lard and the butter. And now I'm going to start to add the 1 cup of warm water. See? That way it doesn't get too heavy for the machine. You see? We're just gonna keep on adding the maseca. So now we're gonna add, this is the juice of the pineapple with the food coloring and the vanilla. So see, it's gonna change the color of our masa to yellow. And we're just putting 1 cup of water because our pineapple is gonna release the juice, so we don't want to make it really soggy. We're gonna have another cup of water on standby, of warm water, just in case we need more water. So now that we're mixing it, we're gonna add our 2nd cup of sugar. Because I said I was gonna add 3 cups, so we're gonna add our 2nd cup of sugar. So here we go, we're adding our sugar. That's 1 cup, and now we're gonna add the 2nd cup. And now that we add that, we're gonna add our pineapple that I cut. So we're gonna start adding pineapple. Just half of the pineapple that I cut. I'm gonna leave the other half because I don't want all the pieces to be like fully undone. So we want little chunks of pineapple in there. So now we're gonna keep on adding the rest of our maseca. We have like 1.5 cups to go. So we added another like cup. And now we're gonna add, we have 1/2 cup of water, of warm water, so we're gonna add water. You see, we're adding 1/2 cup of water. So we're gonna let it mix together, and then we're gonna keep on mixing it. So see, it looks like it's getting nice and fluffy, and it's mixing well. It's very important that you let your masa mix pretty well, because that's what's gonna, the mixing is very important, because that's the difference between nice and fluffy tamales to like hard tamales and flat tamales. So you wanna have them nice and fluffy, so you wanna mix it. So I normally mix my masa for about 8 minutes. So we've been mixing our masa for about 6 minutes already. So now we're gonna add the rest of our pineapple. It smells delicious. The cinnamon, the sugar, the pineapple, it's just incorporating so nicely, and it's gonna taste delicious. So here we go. So the test that I do to see if my masa is ready to start putting together my tamales is I get a little bit of the masa, and then you put it in a cup of water. If the masa floats, it's ready. If the masa goes all the way down, that means you still have to mix your masa. So look, it's floating, so that means it's ready. So we're gonna start making our tamales. We're gonna wash our corn husks. So I always put them in this bin that I got at the store. And I just get the whole pack of corn husks and I put them to soak in here. And once I put them to soak for about 8 minutes, then I come and I rinse every single one individually to make sure that they don't have any corn hair on them, because that's what happens to them. Some of them have the corn hairs in the middle. So we're gonna soak them to get them soft, and then we're gonna rinse every single one. So here we go. We're gonna start putting together our tamales, our delicious pineapple tamales. So see, our masa has chunks of pineapple and it's yellow. It's nice, beautiful, and yellow color. So now we're gonna put them together. So we wash all our corn husk and now we're gonna start to put them together. Now we just get a scoop of masa and we put it on our corn husk. And if the corn husk is not big enough, you always could put another one on top and then you make one. And now we're gonna tie them. I tie my tamales from both sides like a little candy, like a wrapper. And that's a traditional thing that we do in my family because we make a lot of different tamales for the holidays. So to make sure that we know which ones are the sweet ones, we always tie them from both sides. So this is kind of fun because when we were little, we used to help my mom put them together, and it was always so much fun to see like the different flavor tamales that you can make. And see, you always you could use 2 corn husks to put together one tamal if you don't have a corn husk that's big enough to put your tamal together. And then we tie them from both sides. And the masa is so fluffy. And remember to always taste your masa. And it's nice and sweet. I put 3 cups of sugar. If you don't want them that sweet, you could always put 1.5 cups, or it depends on your preference. I put 3 cups so they could be nice and sweet. Because remember that we cook them with steam. And sometimes you have to add a little bit more sugar. And if you make the meat ones too, you want to add a little bit more salt because the steam dilutes the flavor sometimes. So see, we just put 2 cups and this is a big corn husk. So, 2 scoops, and then we make our sweet tamal. They're gonna be delicious. The smells delicious. I can smell the pineapple, I can smell the cinnamon, the vanilla. And we make pineapple ones. We make strawberry with raisins, and we make raisins with pineapple. Because people have different preferences. Like half of my family, some of them only like pineapple ones, and the other half like they only like the raisin ones. So it's up to you, whatever your preference is. But that's why we make different sweet ones, different type of sweet ones. So these ones are the pineapple ones. You could make strawberry ones with raisins on them. Or you could make pineapple ones. Or we make a pineapple and raisins with cinnamon. So we make 3 different kinds of sweet ones. And then the other day I made a guayaba flavor one with cream cheese. And that one was delicious. So see, you tie them from both sides. And if some of the masa comes out, it's okay. You just clean it up. So here, see, this is a big corn husk. So we're gonna put 1 scoop and a 2nd scoop. And see how nice and fluffy the masa is? I could just imagine when they're fully cooked, they're gonna be nice and soft and delicious. So see, so I'm gonna keep on going until I finish making them all. We're gonna get about 24 to 25 tamales out of the 6 cups of masa that we made. Of maseca that we did. So here we have our tamales. We already finished all our pineapple tamales. So we end up getting like 26 7 of them. So we're gonna get ready to put them to cook. So we're gonna use a tamale steamer. I bought this one at Ross, if I'm not mistaken, for like $14.99. And it has the divider on the bottom. And we always fill up the bottom with water. So just until the separation. And then we put the divider, and then this is where we put our tamales to cook. So we're gonna fill it up with water. So now we're putting our tamales to cook. This is our pineapple ones on this side. So we're adding them to this pot. We're putting 2 different kinds of flavors. So we're gonna put our tamales to cook. I just added some corn husks to divide the different flavors because we're cooking 2 different kinds of tamales on the same pot, and that's perfectly fine. You just put a divider on them. So just remember, I cook my tamales for 2 hours. I do not open the pot at all unless, like I said, I put all the water on the bottom all the way to the divider. I put my tamales to cook on number 4 from 1 to 10. And I cover them and I do not open them until the 2 hours already went by. And then I put from 1 to 10, I put it on number 4 to cook. And they cook perfectly fine. So if you feel that you put the heat of your tamales to cook too high and you think your water's drying out, you could always add water. So when you add water to your tamales, make sure that you always add it on the side. Like you're gonna add it on the side, like right here, you're just gonna pour a little bit. Whatever water you add, 1 cup or 2 cups, you wanna add it on the side, not on directly on top of the tamales, because that's gonna make them take longer to cook. My other tip is after I load up all my tamales, I put my leftover corn husk on top. And then I cover my pot with foil paper. So now we're gonna put our foil paper. So get 2 pieces, and you make sure you start tucking it down. So all the steam is gonna stay inside the pot. None of your steam is gonna come out because it's covered by the foil paper. And then I put the cover on top, and then I put something heavy so I could keep it down. So see, now I put my pot to cook my tamales on top of the stove, and now I'm gonna turn them on. And I'm gonna turn them on in medium high. So number 4. So it's just medium. And then we're gonna cook them, and I'm gonna put a timer for 2 hours, and then we're gonna come back and check on them. And I put something on top to make it heavy so the lid doesn't come off. So now we're gonna check on our tamales. We had them cooking for 2 hours. Now we're gonna open them. Just be careful when you open them, because it's steaming. And we're gonna take one out and check it to see if it's cooked. So we're gonna take the extra, and then we're gonna take one from the bottom. So we're gonna take one out. And see, this is a pineapple. So here it is. And they're hot, so I'm gonna open it up and see how beautiful it is. And this is my pineapple tamal. It looks delicious. Finish cooking our tamales and we're gonna taste our pineapple tamal. It tastes wonderful. It's nice and fluffy. See? Delicious. And then it's nice and fluffy and it has like little chunks of pineapple inside of it. It's delicious. See? Try my recipe. You won't regret it. And once again, thank you for coming to my channel.